cut my life into pieces.
Florals are like always in. We shouldn't talk about them.
Okay, I'm just so trying to be a Stativ.
You see what kind of conditions I have to live?
Aber es funny, ja?
I'm sitting a little bit more left than I usually do. A bit, no, you have to turn it, you know, that the camera should look a bit...
Okay, light switch.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome back to my huge channel, everybody. Today I want to talk with you about the biggest trends of 2021. This is of course just my idea and vision and Nostradamus mind of 2021. I'm pretty sure that we will see some of these. If you liked my previous videos, do not forget to subscribe or leave a comment or like or whatever you can do to show me that you love everything that I do. I need that, okay? So we're gonna start with the trends. I have 5 to 6 trends that I think were pretty predictable because of the shows that we have seen until now. But yeah, let's start right away. Trend number 1 are going to be cut out pants and jeans. We have seen that in previous collections. I think the most famous ones are the ones from Maison Margiela, where you see that the waistband is kind of cutted out and you can see a little bit of the skin. You can also wear it with something underneath. What I have seen more often is definitely the naked look. I think this is a look and detail on a pants that seems pretty unimpressive when you first look at it, but it can definitely elevate a look. And what I like the most about it is that it's actually just a subtle detail, but it can change the vibe and yeah, this whole look extremely. And what I love about it is that it is actually a little provocative, but it still has this unintentional sexiness to it. So it is not like the classical cleavage or I don't know, your belly is showing or something. It's just like this little cut on your hip that seems kind of unnecessary, but it still is like a bit feminine, and I think it really elevates the look if you want to be androgynous, for example. But then you have this little cut on your waistband that makes it look like so much more interesting. This is the one that came first into my mind because I think Maison Margiela had this one from the beginning of 2020 on, so it's not just a specific 2021 trend. I think like the leader and biggest driver of this trend is still Dion Lee, the Australian designer. I think he has his label now since 2009 and really popped up in the last 2 years. Thanks to people like Christine Santonera, who also used to be the stylist of Kim Kardashian. She's the reason why Kim Kardashian has an interesting style now, by the way. And I think she's one of the most stylish personalities in fashion industry, just by the way. And I love also his designs.
You want coffee?
Yes, please.
Okay,
you see what kind of conditions I have to live? Coffee, please. Thank you.
Maybe afterwards you deserve better.
Dion Lee is most famous for his very powerful looks and yet clean cuts, clean colors, no patterns. He's using a lot of khaki, black, beige, and it is still a very feminine women's wear approach also. I think he's like the messenger of the cutouts concerning pants, but he loves to use these on dresses as well, and I still get some Mugler and Kat Walleder vibes when I look at the dresses and pants. These are not cuts that are usually very particularly feminine, but he kind of combines these two, and this is something I love about him. Concerning the cutout trend in general, we can also see that in the upper wear, you know, on tops, etc. Peter Do's knits are very famous, where it also seems like it is a two-piece, but it's actually it is some kind of cutout. Coperni has the same ones in a bit different style. I think it's very cool. The next trend that I'm super happy about is emerging and kind of starting are super skin-tight turtlenecks and bodies. And I know we have seen a lot of skin-tight bodies in 2020, but these are a bit different. I have to think about the latest Prada collection when thinking about that, because I love these ones, and I definitely could see here some serious Raf Simons vibes because of this whole cuts in them, because as we know, Raf Simons loves to put some cuts and holes in clothing, and you know, seeing that on a skin-tight top is also pretty cool in my opinion, and it really elevates the look if you're wearing like something something simple like a polo shirt, you know, like a knit polo shirt over it, or something that has definitely shorter sleeves than the long sleeve. I think that really elevates the look and makes it super interesting. It keeps you also warm, and as I said, we do not wear, you know, we have seen the marine satin one like so often. I think I kind of am over it. I loved it when I saw it at the first time, but I actually cannot see that much anymore, I think, because it's very logo focused. I wouldn't recommend getting that one anymore because I think it's kind of over, and she has like super interesting different items and designs, so you can consider these ones. And we are not wearing it by itself, we're wearing something over it. You have to see that you're wearing something underneath, and I think many other labels also showed it. The one that I have most actively on my mind is Prada, but who else had it? We saw it at Fendi.
Coffee.
Yay! You made tiramisu!
Yeah, an interpretation of it. Be careful, be careful, it's dangerous. Don't inhale the cocoa. I almost suffocated from it.
What do you think about cutouts on pants?
Why should you cut out? You have to put a patch on it so you can close the cutout.
No, it's... What are you doing? Other brands where we saw that are, for example, Givenchy or Miu Miu. They also, you know, like use a lot of skin-tight tops that... Some of them were turtlenecks, but still, it is a trend, and I think we will definitely see that more often in this year. The next trend that we have seen this season already on some brands like Stand or Staud already had that in their collections. I mean the coat and the handbags with the Checkered Prince. This is pretty 60s, and I read in some articles that we will see a lot more 60s and 70s in this upcoming year, but I actually think despite brands like Miu Miu and Rochas or other brands that just have like 24/7 a very 60s and 70s approach, we will not see that too often. I think we're still in the 2000s, which I'm actually pretty happy about, except for this trend, because I also love checkered prints. We have seen that a lot of in homeware. We have seen it on carpets and interior design a lot. I mean, I just recall this very extreme Jill Zander look, I think from 2017 it must be, or 18, which consists of 3 checkered prints on each other and looks insanely good. And I hadn't seen anything like that before, but now I think it will also be a trend, maybe not the biggest trend, but I'm definitely a bigger fan of checks than animal prints, so that's something I will support. We will also see some animal prints, but I'm not talking about them actually, because I think we're seeing like every season, like every second season, we're seeing animal prints, and then it's like animal prints are in, like florals. I mean, florals are like always in. We shouldn't talk about them, you know. So yeah.
Why you never wear them?
Print. I do not have a lot of information about checkered prints actually. I mean, I was like, it's Latin. How else could they pronounce it?
Pisces.
Look for another one.
Pisces.
Look at Merriam-Webster.
Pisces.
Look at Merriam-Webster. What is that?
Oh
Translate.
my god, generation internets.
Merriam-Webster? Okay, this was the checkered trends trend.
This case.
What is that?
This case.
You can also do it like this.
Another trend that we will see a lot more often, that I'm actually happy about, that I never participate in, but that I like to see, are mini skirts. And when I say mini skirts, I mean like tiny mini skirts. And I think the biggest leader of mini skirts in fashion is still Miu Miu. You know, it's like an epitome of the 60s, this whole brand actually, and they never change it, and apparently they are still successful, so why not? They have shown these ones a lot in their latest collections also. We see a lot of mini skirts. As I said, Dior also has a lot of mini skirts. There you see this transformation of mini skirt with this cutout trend also, and in general we'll see it all over the place. A whole lot of mini skirts. I think I loved this midi trend for a very long time, I think like 5 years now. I know that I started when people were still laughing at me and calling me Amish, which is in my opinion definitely not an insult, because I liked their style like 10 years ago when I was like, okay, you know, these guys just know how to dress. Because I think we have seen a lot of midi skirts and long skirts. I mean, I love everything from the 90s almost, but these long skirts, I do not know if I'm traumatized by my sister.
You know, I was looking like the Balenciaga show.
But anyway, I don't like long skirts. I love midi skirts, still I do. But I think I just want to see like mini skirts. I think we had enough of this very sophisticated and modest look, maybe in the previous years, which we still love, but it's time to get short. The mini skirt exists now like for 60 years, so it's definitely not something new. It's this typical fashion cycle that goes on and off, and coming to the most boring trend, but to my most favorite actually, that I didn't realize until I looked at all the collections on detail again. And these are loose pants. We have seen them in 2020, but they're also low waist. I've been wearing high waist, not jeans. I hate high waist jeans kind of, but pants, because I also feel like it looks a bit more sophisticated and it kind of elongates your whole look, and I actually like the appearance also, but I also really missed low waist pants, and I think it has actually something pretty masculine about it. And well, we have seen that in many collections. We have seen that at Givenchy, we have seen them at Proenza, we have seen them at Bottega, Veneta. Well, we have seen them actually everywhere. The moment I started to have a special look on the low waist pants, I just realized that in almost every collection for spring summer 21 you see low waist pants, and I think this is something we will kind of be forced to wear maybe, and maybe we should also just try it. As I said, I'm very happy about it, because even though it might shorten the length of your legs, I think it also has a very casual look, you know, just to wear something that is beneath your belly button. And I think if a cut is kind of baggy and loose, you also get this nonchalance vibe, you know, the I don't care whatever I look like. But if you wear it in a suit kind of way, you know, I also love the ones I saw at Fendi, for example, you know, where I also see like a little bit of a belly, but you're still wearing your oversized blazer over it. I think this is a look we haven't seen for a very, very long time, and I'm very happy to take part on this trend in this year. So the last trend we're going to talk about are super tiny straps or ribbons around your body that are like part of the look, or part of, yeah, the tops usually that I've seen online. I think it's a super cool look. It has a very feminine approach, because you usually see that on very tight clothing, because you kind of have to, you know, get this ribbon around your body. The best and most beautiful example is, in my opinion, Nensi Dojaka. No clue how I really pronounce it, but I mean, I have never seen such masterpieces on her tights, on everything she creates, and I think she's pretty successful, because I've seen some of the looks on celebrities already. And she's most famous for her tops, where she also uses a lot of strings and straps. And I think this is something pretty new. I get, again, very strong 90s and 2000s vibes here, because the fabric she uses is usually some kind of transparent mesh fabric and garment, and yeah, it's very transparent, as I said.
And straps and everything, that sounds like bondage.
Yeah, it sounds like bondage. Look at her things, but it's like, it's extremely beautiful. And yeah, this is something I hope to see more in this year, but it's definitely a trend, because you can see that on I have seen it a bit more on niche brands like Kepler London also, who uses a lot of fringe and you know, like these raw hems to create these looks also, but also uses straps to create this tied up look. I think one of the biggest brands that is participating in this trend, and that also has this as like a unique design element, is definitely Mugler. I mean in general, I think what Kat Walleder does is like super extremely beautiful. I love everything, and in general the story behind the brand Mugler is very interesting. I would like to do a video about that actually. I think Mugler is a definitely still underrated brand. And tell me if you would be interested in me talking about Thierry Mugler or Manfred Mugler, like his real name now. I mean, I don't know how you can change your name from Thierry to Manfred, but as I said, German is a beautiful language, and people want to have German names. And also what I would like to know, because I was discussing with my sister, is what German name would you choose if you could name yourself now? You know, if you would have to choose a German name now, what would you call yourself? Anyway, yeah, I love this straps trend actually, and I hope we will see it more. I think you will see it definitely on many fast fashion retailers because it might be easy to adapt. As I said, many of the garments are mesh and transparent, and I think they will do it in low quality and we will see it everywhere. But maybe some of you guys will also be able to get a piece of Nensi because I think they're insane. And yeah, I'm super happy to see this trend evolve kind of, and I'm pretty sure that we will see it in 2021 a lot more often. Also look at the tights of Nensi. It's like, this is like pure art, you know, don't call this fashion. This is like simply art. Okay, and these were all the trends I had.
Okay, cut.
Okay, cut, jetzt brauche ich noch.
Hemd sehen würden am liebsten.
And if you think this topic is interesting, tell me down below which trends you would actually like to see in 2021. Are there some trends you think are kind of evolving and are going to establish themselves? Or is there something that is definitely not going to be a trend but you wished would be? So tell me down below, and
I'll see you in my other videos.
You know, like these tie videos where you're like, how to tie my husband's tie.
You will have better views then.
So how do you tie it? Is it? It really isn't easy. I don't know. Can I wear it like this?
You need a decent knot.
Okay.
Wir haben da nichts zu verlieren.
Okay, I heard that this is better if you do it this way. Ooh.
Ich komme mal hier raus oder so.
You creep shit.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just so trying to be a Stativ. Okay, warte. So, dieses, warte. Okay, ich glaube, es wird einfach nur unnötig Speicherplatz hier verloren. Okay, was